Hey everyone, welcome back to another Anime Kingdom reviews. You see my title below, yes, this is on episode 5 of Tales of Zestiria the Cross Season 2. And this episode, just like I expected, honestly, I figured that he would end up being a Hellion and Rose doesn't actually end up killing him. And yeah, that's pretty much what happened. The big question, of course, like I said, for the last episode of the ending cliffhanger was her about to stab him. Is she really gonna kill him, or is he a monster? And guess what? Yeah, he's a monster. He's a Hellion. He ends up being like full on. That was kind of crazy. Stabbed in the hand. He blocks it with his hands and just pushes her away. I was like, damn, And of course, Rose still hell bent on revenge. Not all right in the mind, fully thinking straight. Obviously this guy's not human. You should be careful. She just rushes at him and tries to fight him. The bridge, he pretty much destroys that bridge that they're on. They're falling. Diesel comes in to save the day and kind of just, I guess, completely finish him off. And then, of course, Sode grabs her and they pretty much end up on the beach after. I think it was during the day, too. There was a battle at night and then all of a sudden it's daytime. So I don't know if it was really close to the sunrise already or they were, like, lying there for a while. But, yeah, that was pretty much the beginning part of the episode. I honestly wanted a little bit more action. It would be pretty crazy to see Rose fighting a Hellion or something. Maybe Sode jumping in. Once he saw he was a Hellion, I don't know why Sode was just like on the side like, Rose, wait, stop, don't do that. He's he's just like literally on the side. Just go in and fight, help her, purify him, something. Or at least someone else as well. At least Diesel finally came in at the end, I was like, what the hell? Help her. I'm pretty sure she can't just take out this Hellion, Or maybe she could have, but she wasn't, completely thinking straight. So she was just trying to go at him, not really thinking on a way to, properly fight him, But pretty much she even has a point where we see, how hell-bent Rose was on revenge. Because, like, it comes to the point where she was like, oh, where is he? And, thinking that he, obviously Sode was like, he's dead. Oh, where? In the lake. Oh, okay, well, I gotta finish him off. No, he's dead. Lila even says, starts talking to Rose, but I'm over here like, can that's another thing. Can Rose hear Lila? I know she can hear Diesel, but I don't think she can hear the rest of them, right? So I don't know why Lila was talking to her, or if that was a mistake, or if she really can hear all of them. But pretty much after that, she even starts to walk into the water like, I have to make sure kind of thing. But look, the one person to stop her was, of course, Diesel, because I guess he really did know that, he was dead and everything was done with that. And that brings me up to another thing. This episode, I know a lot of people I saw on the forums were talking about how this episode was kind of slow. It was kind of boring. I feel that this episode was definitely important to Rose's development and her story and everything, and I'm okay with that. But I do agree that, the pacing of this episode was pretty slow, and considering this is only a 12 episode season, I kind of wish that this whole section, they had like 3/4 of the episode was pretty much Rose just figuring out that she, everything she's done in her life is pretty much been for naught. It's pretty much just, her ideals, her ways of justice, it hasn't helped at all. And obviously the main thing is, of course, it's still all this malevolence and everything, and her killing these people isn't helping this world at all, is pretty much what she finds out. And that whole section, 3/4 of this episode, could have been simplified a little bit more. I still think it was, necessary and essential to her, Rose's development and her kind of change. Like I said before, I figured that somewhere, somehow, Sode is going to be able to convince her and change her way of thinking and stop thinking that she needs to kill these people for these reasons. Like he says in this, no one deserves to die, and pretty much killing someone, it doesn't matter if it's for some sense of justice. It doesn't matter the reasoning. Killing someone is bad no matter what, and that's pretty much just blows her mind throughout this episode. Pretty much you see at the very end how, and honestly I thought it was pretty powerful of a scene when she starts screaming in the forest, and it showed her past and everything, the whole thing with Brad and his ideals and her beliefs, and that's why she's been following those all along. And to finally figure out, like, her world is literally crumbling around her. She used to think this and that, and now she figures out she's pretty much just useless in the world, is what she thinks, at least at the moment. Sode still thinks she's, strong. I love the way Sode is explaining all these things to her, yet still saying that she is strong. He still believes in her, even throughout all this stuff, even though she thinks, she must be full of malevolence and everything. Obviously, she hasn't turned into a Hellion. Obviously, he still thinks that she is strong, so that is a good thing for her, but obviously she can't really think that straight like that. And it's another good thing that, Sode explains and everything, that he finally realizes, of course, that, like we, saw in, like, several episodes ago, that, every human has malevolence. He has to see that now. And everyone has hate, everyone has envy and everything, and most people keep that within them. While the difference with Rose is she pushed forward, she, pushed against it, and that's why he thinks she's so strong too. Not much people can be able to do that. So yeah, good job for you, Rose. Even though obviously it was for the bad reason, you shouldn't be killing people and everything, but still, that was a big part of this episode and a big part of her story. I know that, like, I'm wondering how many there's, we're already in episode 5, so there's only like 6 more episodes left, or 7 more episodes left. So what's gonna happen? They still have to finish Rose's story. They still have to. There's still Alicia's story that's going on somewhere else as well. There's still the whole thing with Pendrago and whatever Sode's full mission is and everything. There's still the thing with the, just there's so many different things that are left still yet, that I'm wondering, is there going to be a season 3, or is everything going to start to be really rushed in this second half of the season? I'm not too sure. I'm hoping it's not rushed. I'm hoping that there is a 3rd season. I feel like everything that's been going on, how many different stories and how many different things that we have to still go through, I feel that we do still need another season. So hopefully they do that. Any people who played the game, is there still a lot more to the story and everything? Can they condense it into these last episodes for this, the second half of this season, or would they need a 3rd season? Here's hoping to there being a 3rd season. Obviously, I was like wondering, is there going to be a 2nd season, and there was. So hopefully there will be a 3rd season as well, if there needs to be one, of course. I'm not too sure. As I've said before, I've never played the game. I'm an anime watcher only, so I'm not really too sure on all of those specifics. But yeah, the other thing that I forgot to mention that was pretty big in this episode, that actually I was like, what the hell, was the whole thing on how Diesel felt. This whole time I thought Diesel was actually, doing all these kind of things for Rose, because that's what she wanted and everything. And he was protecting her because, she was kind of like the daughter of, what was his name again? I keep thinking Bob or Steve for some reason, which is definitely not. But the guy who she believes in and everything, and that we saw in her past, this whole time, I thought it was because of that, but no, he thinks he wants to just follow that guy's, what his wishes are and everything, and he's pretty much just using Rose. He calls her a puppet. Like, holy crap, are you kidding me? This whole time I thought he cared about her, and maybe there's somewhere along the way that he still does care about her, and before I thought it was just that maybe he does care about her, and the way he acts is because, he's affected by Rose's malevolence, kind of the way she thinks and everything, and it kind of corrupted him, and that's why he's like this. But it turns out, no. By the way, his name is Brad. I just remembered. It's a Brad. It's one of those names that are just like full-blown, like you just always hear, like Steve, Bob, Brad, But yeah, he just wants to, he's pretty much just still, like, wants to just help Brad, and he literally just uses Rose as a puppet. And there was a point where Lila said that she was, like, opening herself as a vessel to him, and they don't say that he did for sure, or he doesn't say he did for sure, but he may have possessed her. Is that what they're pretty much saying, right? Like, that's pretty crazy. What the hell? Like, I have a huge different view of Diesel now. Gonna have to have a talk with him, Sode, and everyone else. I'm not too sure what's gonna happen there, but obviously that was pretty much the episode. And yeah, like I said, I do agree it was kind of slow pacing in this one, and they could have shortened it and made a little bit more of something else. But nonetheless, I still did enjoy this episode. I still thought it was a good episode, even if it was more on the slower pace, because I did love the beginning part. It was pretty crazy. Wish the action could have been a little bit more, considering like some crazy stuff between Rose and the Hellion, maybe Sode jumping in as well, but that ended pretty fast. But I really did like the development and the whole everything that happened with Rose. I didn't like. I'm not happy for it. Obviously, it really is sad for Rose, but I did enjoy all the development that we did see growing and happening for her in this episode. So that the next episode should definitely be an interesting one to see what's going to happen with her now that everything that is in her head at the moment. Now that they are going to Pendragon, which also shows is full of malevolence. I mean, they had like damn Dementor ring rates kind of thing chasing them through the damn forest. Like, that was pretty damn, like, I'd be scared. Like, you just, like, oh, there's a bunch of malevolence over here, let's run. Sore's the only one that can see him. Dude, I'd be scared. And all of a sudden, that's another thing. If I heard all of a sudden Rose screaming, I'd be like, holy shit, what the hell is going on? Like, seriously, what the hell? But yeah, I can't wait to see what's going to happen now that they've escaped the forest. The forest wasn't really something that was big. It was more of kind of just for Rose and everything. But yeah, I can't wait to see what they're going to do with Diesel, what's going to happen in Pendragon, what's going to happen with Rose, what's going to happen with Sore, and of course, maybe we'll see something about Alicia, because honestly, I miss Alicia. I'm not going to lie. She is one of my favorite characters, and I would love to see her and Sore, meet up again, but I'm not too sure if that's even going to happen in the season, if it does happen. But yeah, it's all I really got to say, guys. Hope you enjoyed this Anime Kingdom review. If you have any questions, feel free. Comment below. There's anything I missed and you want to talk about, comment below as well. And if you did enjoy it, if you have a like, if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe for more content. And as always, people who've played the video game, how did you feel about this episode? How did you feel it was adapted? Do you agree that it was kind of slow pacing and everything? Do you believe that there's a potential to be a third season? Should there be a third season? Or is there the story will end in this season? Whatever you guys think. Anime watchers only. Feel free to comment below your thoughts and opinions and everything on this episode and how you feel about everything else coming forward. And yeah, that's all I gotta say, guys. So till next time, see ya.